No, wasn't expecting this.
You know, these practices have been good and crisp, but actually getting to see these guys, that's what it's all about. And unfortunately, it took a while to get here, but we're here now, so we're making the most of it.
Perfect. No, pretty though. Those are pretty. If you were my ball guy, I may have thrown spirals.
AVP does a great job. I enjoy just watching him coach the quarterbacks, be around the other positions. He's got a great way about him.
All right, here we go, here we go. In the rain, Joel.
It's kind of chilly.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really important as a coordinator that you have a firm grasp of the entire offense, and he does. He works closely with this coaching staff. Just really does a great job of making this thing go.
Oh, I got him, I got him, I got him. There you go, good job.
We're a little behind the 8 ball, you know, as far as time on the field, obviously with the no OTAs and none of the spring practices. So it's critical that we go out every day and maximize our practice. You know, we don't have time to make mistakes really at this point.
There you go, flip, there you go. Stay right there. In case you got it. In case you got it.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed working with AVP. I think we're doing a good job of working through, watching film now and trying to see our offense, you know, all through the same set of eyes and, you know, see the defense and see the different ways that we need to adjust our mechanics and footwork. It's been fast and furious, but it's fun to be back in the building and working.
Punch reach, get the groins. Get the groins loose. The groins.
I'll be coaching the quarterbacks as well. That's something I've done, you know, obviously my career, and feel very comfortable in doing.
Give me the fastest 5-step. Just foot speed here. Wake the feet up, wake the feet up. Good.
He's got a great quarterback school, man. This is, he's showing us some old school film with some QBs doing some drops from the Bill Walsh days. So it's been pretty cool to see how there's still some staples that, you know, people don't think about it, but playing quarterback starts with your feet.
So singles through. So set up, and then you're hauling ass through. Speed to the numbers. Now you get pulled up. Good. That's it. Try to get through the bag, and then get your shoulders around.
You know, if your feet are bad, you know, a lot of times it leads to a bad ball. So it's been good to get back to the roots of some of the fundamentals and footwork that, you know, sometimes can slip away in times when you're worried so much about the defenses and reading it and get the ball where it needs to be. Like, hey, let's get our feet right first, and then the rest will follow.
Boom, 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 boom. There you go, good. Good rep.
It's been great so far. AVP has been around some good QBs, but also played at a very high level. And being around Jim Kelly for a few years, it's just, he's got a lot of wisdom from being different places. And I think, you know, that matches up with my journey of, you know, taking things, bits and pieces from everybody. And it's what you can kind of put together. So he's been great to be around.
There we go, there we go. Find completions, find completions. It's all about completions, Bake. Find them.
Baker's a young player that's really coming on, still learning his way through the league of all the nuances of offensive football, but he loves the game. He's a fierce competitor, always ready to go. He's been very good, you know, exactly what you would expect from a franchise quarterback.
That's a good ball, Baker. That's a landmark right there. That's a spot. That's a good ball. That's right where it should be. Good.
I know how good I can be, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that. So I'm out, you know, to prove myself right, because I've always believed in myself, and I'm out to, you know, regain that. And to be the leader I need to be for this team. You know, I can't stand losing more than, you know, I appreciate winning. And so the last 2 years haven't been so fun, so it's time to turn this thing around.
Now it's nice. Good job.
Yeah, Baker is doing a nice job. I mean, this is a new scheme for him like it is for a bunch of guys, so he's really learning, and that's the beauty of this thing. So I really enjoy that he comes to work every day and he's ready to do whatever is asked of him, and I think that's a really important part of leadership.
Nice.
Like everyone's been seeing, you know, Bakes look great, and just finding a way to just get better with each other, work on the ins and outs, run extra routes. It's not really about finding the chemistry because it's there. It's just about just being there with each other and having fun at work and finding a way to just be on the same page.
I'm very comfortable with what we're doing. We're going to be holding each other accountable. We're going to do our job. There's no BS. You know what you're supposed to be doing. There's no excuses. So during practice, we don't have any time to waste right now. Make everything as game-like as possible to get used to that speed. If we handle it the way that Coach Stefanski's, preaching about, treat every practice like it's game-like, we'll be just fine.
Nice job. Nice job.
Hey, let's get better. Just get better.
There you go.
Get better on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Get better.
As we started training camp practices and we're in a new phase of, padding it up and obviously getting conditioned to contact, the tempo changes and the competition changes when you're in pads because the intensity just ramps up.
That's a nice set, Joel. I love it. There you go, Joel. Yeah. Hey, nice quick hands, Joel. That was awesome, man. Nice work.
Scott Peters, he's just really starting to get into, really his career as a line coach. He brings, I think, a different set of tools to the table, so to speak. His ability to communicate technically, about the game is really special.
So you watch Sheriff today. Da da da, da da da. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything's sudden, but he's long, and you notice his hat. Where's his hat? He's not going over here. Yeah. So his weight distribution is still inside. He's inside out, but he's getting length, right? And then what happens with the second hand? It's right next. It's following. Every single time. It's not like he's not using it. Yeah. It's pow pow.
For a first-year line coach and assistant, he's really stepped into his role and he's embraced it. And like I said, I think the sky's the limit for him.
Watch this, guys. Whoa! Long. Ah, yeah. That's how we disrupt. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. That's how you stretch the pocket there. Offhand. Hop. Okay. Nick, you can use your offhand there, right, buddy? That's your perfect chance for an offhand. Ah. All right. Go, Kendall. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Kendall. That's it. Ah. Okay. Keep your base. There you go. Lock him out and hop. That's it, Jed. Ah. Hey, Jed. How about that, bro? Hey, I like you throwing hand. You see what he did? Disrupted his ass. Now he's on his secondary move. Now we just don't want to cross our body, cross our midline because he spun underneath, right? So look, but I love the fact he threw it. You see what happened to him? Yeah. He's a different man when you touch him like that. You know what I mean?
O-line's it's a different position. It's a position where one guy can't thrive. All five got to be able to work together, and that's something that we're really diving into right now is just creating that chemistry with the five guys up front and be able to work in cohesion. Because this offense and this team can't run without the offensive line being on the same page, be able to communicate and be able to understand things together as a unit and not just as one person. And it's right now it's a fun. It's a process. Being in camp, things don't always go right, but that's supposed to happen. The defense is going to start throwing in stuff, and that's where we got to start learning together and figuring out these things. So when it comes to Sundays, we've seen all sorts of different reps, all sorts of different fronts and blitzes and stunts and stuff, be able to know how to address it and how to fix things and how to take it on the run.
Okay. So and then I'm already locked out, and then just get it long right now, and then take your set, and I'm gonna walk into it. Yeah, it really hurt actually.
Yeah, I really enjoy having Jack Conklin around. He's a throwback. He looks like what a Big Ten tackle should look like, and he plays hard, and he's all ball, and I think he really fits into the mentality of what the Cleveland Browns look like.
Coach Callahan and Coach Peters are doing a hell of a job getting those guys ready to go. Adding Jack into the mix at the right tackle spot in free agency, and then drafting Jedrick on the left side. Those were two big pieces for us. Jack, it looks like a true pro. He's been playing the game for a long time, and you can see it in his play. And you talk about the interior guys, Wyatt at the right guard, he's been very solid. JC, I've had experience of being on the team with JC in Green Bay, so I know what he brings to the game. Nick Harris got shoved into action early as a rookie, and he looks like he belongs well. And then Joel, obviously the consummate, Pro Bowl guard. You see it every day in his play. So very excited about who we have. The backups are working their butts off too. And that group, we have some depth and we have some talent.
I'm really excited. Like I said before, we got a great roster, and I'm excited with the things that the coaching staff is doing. We got a lot of work ahead of us still in camp, but there's definitely a lot of things that we're excited about in the run game and the pass game, and we're going to get a whole lot of work from that great defense on the other side.
In our first team meeting, I was wondering how our team was going to get along and how they were going to accept, the new protocols. And interesting enough, a lot of our players shared how important it was for them to play this year and for the safety of our team. But the players took a lot of ownership in this. Their focus is in the right place. They had the right mindset. And as we move through training camp, it's just been impressive to listen to our players talk and how they feel about one another. So, these guys really want to turn this thing around.
Not having the fans out there is different, and it's much quieter than we thought it would be. I want to see for myself what that looks like, because I've heard stories about just people, piling into this place. But I think, we're working really hard to make sure that they're still seeing their team. And that's where I think Browns Live comes in and gives them a shot of our guys at work.
Training camp right now is the preseason. It gives me goosebumps to be able to be out here on the field that I've played on. This is my stomping ground. So every time I talk about this team, I feel like I have the pads on. Like I need to just say what I need to say to the camera and then run back on the field and line back up. I want to bring the excitement through Browns Live and that insight of what a player feels like to go through a training camp. And not just any training camp, a Browns training camp. It's hard to really grasp how going through a Browns training camp is without the fans breathing on your neck and clapping and rooting for you and booing you when you mess up. Because that pressure is what strives me to be one of the best, not wanting to disappoint these fans. Like I commentate like I played. Like it's going, if you always not going to understand what I'm saying, but it's going to come out with as much emphasis and as much passion as I played. And that's what it's all about, man.
Welcome into Berea for Browns Live, presented by Snapple. Nathan Zagura, Josh Cribs. We're both very happy to be out in Berea today for another practice for your Cleveland Browns. Today's position spotlight is on the wide receivers.
You will see Donovan Peoples, and that's one of the guys who I know will be able to help this team special teams-wise, not just in the punt return game, but in the coverage game because of his size.
Yeah, excited about Donovan. He's out here doing really anything that's asked of him. Lining up at receiver to catch the ball, to block in teams, have him working as a returner, have him working in other areas, and that's really what we're excited about him, is the versatility of what he brings to this team.
Donovan and I met each other back at the Combine, interviewed him there. A very bright, very eager young man, incredible talent in terms of athleticism. I think he's got the ability to be a dual returner. I think he's got the ability to help in the coverage phases. He's just a young guy that hasn't done a lot of kickoff return or the coverage phases. He's done plenty of punt returns.
I've just been trying to get in on every phase, punt return, a little kickoff, kick return, anything that I can do to, help the team.
Special teams, I think that's a great way for a receiver to make the team as well. Making sure that you play special teams, really involved, it makes you harder to cut, when you're a receiver, but you're really good at special teams as well, so, I've been urging these guys to make sure that they, in Coach Preach's face, making sure that they're getting reps on special teams.
Donovan his body type is more suited to be a kickoff returner, to be honest with you. It's funny because guys like him coming out of college are normally kickoff returners that you have to develop as a punt returner. Now he's a punt returner, and he's got to develop as a kickoff returner, which the learning curve is not quite as tough.
Tuck it away, shoot, catch it. Tuck it away, shoot.
Set it. Oh,
Catching a punt is more difficult than catching a normal kickoff. On punts, you got guys coming down on you. They could be a yard away from you or less than a yard away from you as you catch the ball. So there's a little element of courage that you obviously have to catch punts and return punts in this league.
you got to be fearless. I mean, that ball's kicked I don't know how many feet in the air, and you got 10 guys rushing you. Really just got to, get to the spot, catch the ball, and from there it's like a lighting a fire, and it's time to go.
Damn.
I thought we laid a good foundation last year. I thought we were really good in coverage phases, but I think the players that were here and the players that we added have really bought into where do we go from here and how good can we become. I think there's a level of confidence now that there wasn't a year ago. Going forward, I think there's the right mentality, the right attitude that we have to go out and help our football team win as many games as we can.
Good looking, my boy. Appreciate it.
B12? Oh, I ain't thought. I knew y'all had set up. I don't know why I doubted y'all. I knew y'all was set up. I just couldn't tell. Come on. It's been cool. It's always good to be back out there on the field, on the green grass, with your brothers competing, challenging each other, working at your craft. I'm just looking forward to just continuing my pace and, getting as healthy as I possibly can before the season starts and continue to just go out there and do the things that I've always done. Oh, forgot I was mic'd up.
We always joke with each other like we're getting old and convinced them to have surgery this offseason, and it was tough for him, as I've been through it, and it's just like, it's gonna be better for you in the long run. He's just been fighting through that and getting better each and every day, and we're just, getting it in right now.
Can you help me up? No. If I fall, can you help me up? Connect the dots. Let's go. Let's go. Connect the dots.
There's a huge difference and a huge positive of being able to be back in the building together. The virtual meetings, I think we did an outstanding job. So very happy about that. But the coming together during the downtime in between practices, in between walkthroughs, things like that, is when you really get to enjoy being around your brothers and just spend time, not talking about football.
Well, huh? What
Bugs Life?
Bugs Life?
Yeah, the movie.
Like for the bees?
Yeah, the bugs, huh? They wasn't all bees.
What's up? Who cooking tonight? I know y'all eating good.
Man, I gotta get my grill. When my grill come in, bitch, I'm gonna be on that bitch.
I don't know how to.
Man, I'm gonna read the manual.
Your grill?
Yeah, look, one of them Traegers. That come in, bitch.
I can grill, bro. I can really grill, but I ain't got for you besides some hot dogs, some steak, and some burgers.
Some chicken?
I really can't. I ain't no chicken. I can't cook chicken like that. I'll be real. I let my mom do that.
Definitely feels good to be able to be back out there and do what you love. Being out there with the boys, new coaches, everything. When you sacrifice, you put so much into the game, it always feels good when you can play football.
It's great to finally get out there on the grass. We've done so much in preparation to get to that point, so it was really a kind of an exciting time, and it's really fun to be out on the field right now. Jarvis is an outstanding leader. I mean, he's a guy I have a tremendous amount of respect for also. He's somebody that I've always really had the hopes of coaching someday, and here I am, have the opportunity to coach him. He's very helpful to the young players in the room.
If I go in front of him, he can always grab me right here.
He does everything he can to help those guys, and he works so extremely hard. So he's really somebody that I have a lot of respect for.
I mean, everybody's working. You know, every day they go out there, step out there on that field. Obviously, it's an audition, but this is their preseason games as well. So, you know, they're taking advantage of it.
Everyone in this room has the ability to be the 3, 4, and 5. It's just about who's going to, you know, take that spot.
They can really catch all hands.
A lot of guys are standing out, but it's as a group. I really believe that. Like, we have guys that have worked so extremely hard to get to this point. And now is where we really invest the time once we get out there and practice, to where we've got to have a lot of reps together. We've got to work extremely hard to get things right. And then the only way you get that done is to step out on the field and work at it.
You know, obviously it comes one day at a time. You know, I think for us, we're going to be as good as we want to be. We got to just continue to buy in, trust that, you know, guys are going to make plays and be in the right spot.
Just 13.
We've been up 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning every day, doing extra drills, working on our bodies. I'm just excited about the opportunity, being able to come back, and everything that I wanted to give Cleveland when I initially came here is where I feel like I'm headed to right now.
Just boy. Hey, this today, y'all, boy. Like I said, man, I just keep stacking. One day at a time, man. One day at a time on 3. 1, 2, 3. One day at a time. I went to Hyde Park. They had a Mayfield steak with the black peppercorn. 6 different toppings. Lobster. Béarnaise sauce. Potatoes. Gravy. Lump crab.
You know, we want to play fast, play physical, play together.
Oh, hell yeah. Good grab, boy.
But we want to tie it all together with no bark, all bite, which means let's not go out and talk about it. Let's get on the field and be about it.